Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Protecting the Vision, sponsored by the National Optometric Foundation in collaboration with the National Optometric Association. I am Dr. Timothy Brown, Director of Education for the National Optometric Foundation, also known as Mr. Positivity. So if you haven't followed me on my social media pages, please do so that I can spread some positive vibes into your life each and every day. I have the privilege of serving as a board member and the chair of education for the National Optometric Foundation. And on behalf of the foundation, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to invest in your personal and professional well-being and joining us here on this webinar. Our mission is not only to advance education within optometry, but also making sure that we support people who make quality patient care possible every single day. And tonight we're focusing on the topic that's incredibly relevant in today's workspace there, Employee Assistant Program, EAPs, and short-term solution-focused therapy. If you're not familiar, go ahead and tune on in. Share this with the family and friends so they can tune in as well. Get your favorite drink, get you some popcorn, because our guest speaker tonight is going to be dynamic. I'll introduce the guest speaker in just a moment. I want you to know that the National Optometric Foundation, we're a nonprofit organization. We're connected to our parent, our organization, the National Optometric Association. We also have a student organization, the National Optometric Student Association. Together, we try to make sure we're educating the communities, serving underserved communities, underrepresented communities. We are here to financially support the NOA, making sure that we're giving scholarships to students who are thinking about going to school to become an optometrist, those who are currently in optometry school, working their way towards a career in optometry. Maybe they want to go to the optometry conference. We try to provide financial assistance. Thanks to our great sponsors and those who donate to allow us to be able to make this happen on a yearly basis there. Thank you all so much. And I want you to know, if you will give tonight, no donation is too small. We have a cash app and you can give at $ Protecting the Vision. We have a website, nationaloptometricfoundation.com. We're on YouTube. We ask that you go and subscribe to our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, so that you can stay connected to us for webinars just like the one you're going to see tonight. And also make sure that you're connected with us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well, so that you can continue to learn about us, support us, and see the great things that we're going to continue to do in communities around the globe. And it's my pleasure tonight to introduce our great speaker, Dr. Kima Shaw. Dr. Shaw is a licensed clinical social worker and the founder and CEO of Legacy Family Services, based in Raleigh. She earned both her bachelor's and master's degrees from the Fayetteville State University, Broncos, and Doctor of Clinical Social Work degree from Capella University, where she focused on advancing life skills, training, and support systems for underserved populations. Dr. Shaw brings extensive experience in mental health, employee assistant programs, the EAP, and community-based care, with a strong background in working with veterans, families, and vulnerable populations. She holds a leadership role within the Durham VA healthcare system, where she oversees large-scale community care programs and collaborates with multidisciplinary teams to improve access to services. She is passionate about mental wellness, cultural competence, and empowering individuals through practical life skills and solution-focused approaches. In addition to her clinical and leadership work, Dr. Shaw is an emerging author, speaker, advocate, and trainer committed to expanding access to mental health education and support. Outside of her professional work, she enjoys her beautiful family, creating mental wellness content, engaging in community outreach, and developing innovative programs that promote healing and resilience. Please let me introduce to you and welcome to the show, Dr. Kima Shaw. Thank you so much for being on the show. You have done so much, and I know that there is so much more that you're going to keep doing for individuals and the community that you serve.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Brown, and thank you to the National Optometric Foundation for even considering me. I am honored and privileged to be here tonight.
I feel like we are the one who are privileged here. I feel like we got a superstar on the webinar with us tonight. I mean, I've been watching, and you've had some very positive things going on in your life recently. Can you tell us just a little bit about what recently happened there with the cap and gown?
On June 27th, I culminated my journey of completing my Doctor of Clinical Social Work degree at Capella University. It was a labor of love, but God saw fit to allow me to complete that journey. And now I am Dr. Kima Hurst Shaw.
What an amazing opportunity. And I know that feeling was just, you were just so excited on that day when you were able to walk across the stage and all of the cheers going on. I mean, maybe some tears of joy, your family and friends gathered to see you do that. On behalf of the National Optometric Foundation, we want to say congratulations, Dr. Shaw. You did it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we're so excited that you're on to share, because this is a topic that we have not discussed in all of our years hosting these webinars. We've talked about mental health, but we haven't actually talked about it in this form here. So we're excited to hear what you're going to share with our listening audience. And we want to encourage those of you who are listening to put some comments in the comment section there. You're watching it on YouTube. Put some comments. If you have questions, put your questions there. I'll check for those questions and comments there so that we can share it with our guest speaker while she's on with us here for this hour that we have her. Okay. Just wanted them to know that there. So let's start with the basic question, Dr. Shaw, if you don't mind. Just break
I'm going to put on my glasses since I'm with the National Optometric
Foundation. There we go. Put the glasses on and see the light. They look great.
Thank you.
Look great. We'll start with the basic question, just centered around what is mental health and why is it important in everyday life? I know people are busy. They're caring for others. They're going to work. They're trying to care for their family. And sometimes we need to encourage them to take some self-care. But if you can explain to us about mental health.
Excellent question. Mental health refers to our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It influences how we think, how we feel, how we make decisions, how we manage stress, how we build relationships. So just as physical health is essential to our bodies, mental health is essential for our overall quality of life and our productivity and our well-being.
And you said one great thing that I think a lot of people need to make sure that they turn the volume up and pay close attention. Stress.
Absolutely.
Manage stress. Stress is something that will put people in this little box of depression.
That's
if we're
right.
not careful. So I keep trying to remind family and friends, don't let stress cause you, where it's jeopardizing your health, because we know stress can kill people.
Absolutely.
And I think it's very important that you said that people need to manage stress as part of their mental health wellness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you brought that up, because we want to know about this employee assistant program, the EAP. We want to know who can use it, what it is. If you could break that down for us, because some people are tuned in tonight because they just want to know, what is this? So if you can help us out with that, Dr. Shaw.
Sure. EAP stands for Employee Assistance Program. It is an employer-sponsored benefit that provides confidential support and resources to help employees address personal and work-related concerns. it can affect your job performance or your independent well-being. So depending on your employer's plan, the EAP service, it can also be available to members of your household or immediate family members. So EAP is an employer and our employer sponsored benefit to you as an employee that a lot of people don't know about. If you're engaged, if you're experiencing some type of stress or any life related issue, you have access. You can contact your HR department, and typically they can provide a contact number for you so that you can call to see the number of sessions that you may have, because they vary based on your employer. You can get from anywhere from 2 to 12 sessions, and they're absolutely free to you or your family.
Wow. Free to the employee.
Absolutely.
Wow. And this is something that they don't have to file through their insurance or anything?
No, sir. I'm not saying that every employer has an EAP program, but a lot, most, I would dare say, have an employee assistance program. So you contact your HR department, and the HR department will give you the special number that is assigned for your specific EAP, and you contact that EAP and you let them know that, hey, I've been experiencing some mental health challenges and I'd like some support. And they'll let you know based on your employer what contract they have, the number of sessions that you have that are absolutely free to you or your family.
That's incredible. And there's a possibility that someone watching this today may have this benefit and they do not know it.
That is correct.
And what you guys need to do, as Dr. Shaw said, is check with your HR department to see if this is available and take advantage of it. That's very important. I love, Dr. Shaw, when I discover resources that's available, not only for me and my family, but for other people as well.
Absolutely.
And I tell people, man, if you got a resource and you want it to be a secret, don't tell me. Because if I know about it and it can benefit other people, I have a tendency to share, and I want other people to know about it. I want them
as we should.
Because I believe that's the beauty of community, the beauty of us being together and being able to share those resources that's available out here. So
absolutely. No one should have to suffer in silence.
That's right. Never should we suffer in silence. That first step in asking for help is something that can totally change your life. So if you're watching this, make sure that you are not afraid to step out of your comfort zone and seek help. If you are caring for someone, you're a caregiver, make sure you guys are seeking these resources that's available out here. At least it doesn't hurt to ask.
Absolutely.
These resources are out here, and we're not taking the full advantage of those opportunities that's out there. That's good. So now that we got an understanding of the EAP, what type of issues can people bring up, when it comes to this program?
You can have any variety of concerns. You mentioned caregiver stress. That is a huge one, especially my daughter tells me now, Mom, you're a woman of a certain age. And when we become women or men of a certain age, oftentimes that means we could be in a sandwich situation whereby we could be caring for an aging parent, or we can still be caring for our children. So caregiver stress is a very big concern that a lot of employees experience. Of course, you have your stress and your just work burnout. We all know we can get a little burned out working every day.
Absolutely.
So you have anxiety, depression, and with everything that we experience in this world right now, anxiety and depression are at an all-time high. So you can also have relationship issues. Everyone knows that no relationship is perfect. Everyone has something that they are contending with. So you can contact the EAP to let them know that you're having some relational issues, and you and your spouse or your significant other can contact the EAP for a session. One of the major ones we get is workplace conflict. Sometimes people's personalities just don't align at work. And you want to learn how to navigate those difficult spaces, those difficult conflictual interactions or relationships that you may have. Grief and loss, financial or legal concerns, and you may need some assistance with work-life balance. You find yourself working well past your quitting time. You don't have that necessary the balance that you need so you can function optimally. All work and no play, what makes everyone dull, right? So it is a myriad of issues that you can be experiencing, and you can contact your EAP for support.
Wow, those are issues that people are dealing with on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
You spoke of workplace conflict,
Hmm.
relationships at work, that's important. We
Yes.
tell employees even here, you're leaving your family and you're coming here for 8+ hours,
Hmm.
sometimes a day. We want you to be happy, and if
Right.
things are not right, we need to know so that we can get it right,
That's right.
and I think all employers need to stress the importance of that open door, having that conversation with your employees so
Hmm.
that they can feel comfortable having a conversation with you when that workplace conflict arises and
Absolutely.
relationships are not at its best. But you also talked about grief and loss, and we
Oh,
know that
yes.
people grieve differently.
Right.
The loss of a loved one. I don't think we should ever say, "I know how you feel," because I don't think you know how that person feels. We need to find other words to use, and I know that's not dealing with today's webinar, but for those of you who are watching, find something else to say when someone has lost a loved one other than "I know how you feel."
Right.
Even if you lost a mother as that person, you have no idea what the relationship of that person was with their mother or their father. You do not know how they feel.
Very
So I
true.
just want to put that out there. I'm
Very true.
sorry. You do not know how they
No,
feel.
that's excellent. That is
You can
excellent. Very true.
imagine, but you don't know exactly how that person feels. So just find some other. I just like to encourage people when it comes to loss and people grieving. We need to be careful how we're asking them how you feel. They just lost a loved one. Just
Very
let them
true.
know what you're doing. You're praying for them. You're thinking
Right.
about them. You're there for them if they need,
Hmm.
your care and support.
That's
That's a
right.
lot better.
That's right.
You
Very.
see what I'm saying? All right. All right. Sorry, guys. I got off on that track there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, thank you for that. That was very true.
But you also mentioned people can take issues such as finances,
Hmm.
if they're dealing with that to that EAP program, and
Hmm.
also work-life balance, which I think is very good because too often we get caught up in the work, work, work. We got a computer up, we got our cell phone up, doing something for work. Even when we get home, we're trying to bite into the toast and still looking at our electronic device, working as well. So
Exactly.
we need to have that balance for the sake of our mental health there as well. So thank you for highlighting those issues that are available for people to bring forward under that program.
Oh, one major one I did not mention, substance use.
Oh,
Substance abuse and misuse.
wow.
This can be an entryway for you to become clean and sober. So, a lot of people are grappling with substance use disorders, and you can contact your EAP for support.
Wow. That's a good one.
Hmm.
That's a good one. We can see substance abuse day in and day out. There are people who are doing things, and you're like, hey, that's just not normal, and you feel like maybe something contributed to those actions there. So it's good that people can get help under that
Absolutely.
program as well for substance abuse. It's good.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at EAPs, and then I see a slash in the title, and it says also short-term solution therapy. I don't know if I
Hmm.
got that all correct there, but
Hmm.
what's the difference between that and traditional therapy?
Short-term solution focused therapy.
Focus areas.
I just love this. I already knew that this was going to be my methodology when I was in school, when we learned about different treatment modalities. Short-term solution focused therapy, it emphasizes identifying strengths, developing practical solutions, and achieving specific goals rather than an extensive exploration of your past experience. It is collaborative, goal oriented, and designed to help individuals make meaningful progress. Um, With traditional therapy, you may explore a lot of a deeper or some long-standing issues or patterns over a longer course of treatment. But short-term solution-focused treatment usually aligns much better with the EAP practice usage. One, because you only have a certain number of sessions, so that are free to the employer and employee, excuse me. Sometimes individuals only want to use those free EAP sessions. And so you don't have time to necessarily delve into those more deeper issues that you may be experiencing. You come with your current issue, the one that is currently presenting your presenting problem. And let's just say relationally, you're having issues with your relationship, whether it's your husband, girlfriend, what have you. Your communication is an issue. So you come in, we identify what that issue is, and we develop a plan to help you navigate or mitigate the issues that you are experiencing currently. And you utilize the sessions that you have. If you need to go a little bit deeper and a little bit further with your treatment, then you have to step over into the insurance usage. And sometimes that's an issue for employees, especially if there's finances that are precluding them from getting that deeper therapy that they may have. Short-term solution-focused therapy kind of helps get them over the hump, if that makes sense.
Okay, helps get them over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Short-term solution-focused therapy,
Absolutely.
SFT. Okay, good. So that's a good explanation, and it's good that people have that as another tool, there in their toolbox there. What
Right.
about a session for SFT, that short-term solution-focused therapy? Can you paint a picture of how a session will look when it comes to that?
Yeah, of course. When a person comes in, we want the person to be as comfortable as possible. Try to make it as much of a conversation. I try not to even call it a session when I get individuals that contact me for support. We're just going to have a little talk or a meeting because you want to reduce the stigma that is still related to mental health and mental wellness.
Mm.
So a typical session begins by identifying the client's primary concern. What are they presenting with today? What is it that they need assistance with? What would they like to be successful at? And what does success look like to them? So together with the client, we explore the strengths again. We explore previous successes. What have you been successful at in the past? And what available resources are there to help you be successful and reach the goal that you have set for that particular session or for the particular sessions that you have? We go over practical strategies to help you move forward so that you can reach your desired outcome. And each session typically concludes with a realistic action steps or homework that the client can do and before the next session so that we can talk about it and see if those things or if that thing was assistive in helping them reach the goal that they have set for themselves.
Wow. They leave the session or meeting with homework.
That's correct.
Okay.
How do we know we're getting better if we don't put what we're learning into practice?
Wow. That's great. Yes, that's good. Having those strategies in place there and those realistic steps that they're taking, and then something that they can take home and practice as well until they come back. Yeah,
That is
very, very great. Kind of remind me of what I did with the gentleman on Friday. I taught him how to insert and remove contacts. He never worn contacts before, and he wanted to try it, and he's been getting some pressure from his buddies at the job about wearing his glasses. So he came in and we got him fitted, and he was able to learn how to put them in and take them out. He came back in today as happy as he could be, ready to order his supply of contacts. They're wondering probably why he hadn't done it in years, So, but I gave him those steps to take home and go home and practice. I said, you need to go home and practice over the weekend. Once you do it 50 to 100 times, you're going to feel better about it. So I see that as working hand in hand with what you're doing when you send them home with homework. To
Absolutely.
do as well.
Absolutely. So, for an example, if a person is indicating that they're having communications issues with their significant other and they're having difficulty expressing his or her feelings about how those negative interactions are impacting them, we work on what's called I statements. Because, in a relationship, you get a little off put if
Yeah.
someone is
Yes.
accusatory. You
Right.
always do this and you
Right.
always do that.
Right.
There's a feeling
Right.
associated with that. So rather than becoming combative, we teach and we work, we do a little role play that may help you say, I feel this when you do this. When you
Right.
associate a feeling to the action, it kind of helps bridge some of that negative back and forth that the clients have been engaged in. So
Wow.
you have to put it into practice.
Hey, that's good right there. That's the golden nugget, everybody. If you're watching this, that's the golden nugget. Take those words and put the I, insert the I in there,
That's right.
expressing yourself. I feel this way when this happens, or you do this, or something like that. Yes, you
Mm,
are walking on pins and needles sometimes in relationships when it comes to expressing yourself, and it can be a very stressful situation. And
absolutely.
when you get over that hump, it's like a big relief. It's like someone just threw some cold water on your face and you're relieved. I'm
Mhm.
speaking from experience. I mean, come on.
You learn it. You have to learn how to communicate effectively because everyone thinks they know how to communicate, but
Right,
we're talking effective
right.
communication.
And effective with that communication,
That's
that's the key. So that's very good. Thank you, Doc. I mean, we're learning tonight. That's the golden nugget right there that you just dropped. And I
absolutely.
hope that our listeners are picking up what you're dropping there tonight. Let's go over to YouTube and see what NOSA Region 2 has to say. NOSA Region 2, they're tuning in and say they're ready to learn from Dr. Kima Shaw. Thank you for organizing this webinar, Dr. Karina. They also said we cannot continue to doctor our patients if not taking care of ourselves will make us become patients. If we neglect personal health, self-preservation for personal peace is the key. Dr.
Absolutely.
Kareem. Yes, just want to bring those comments over there so that you can know, hey, we got some people out there who really value and see the importance of mental health and taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes. So and thank you, Dr. Karina, for leaving those comments there on YouTube. And want to encourage you guys, if you're watching, to leave some comments down there as well. We really do appreciate those comments that are coming through. Thank you for putting those on the screen. So when it comes to this short-term solution-focused therapy, how quickly? Because everybody want to know, even when it's time when they buy the glasses, the first question they ask before they're leaving is, when can I expect to pick up my glasses? So people want to know about those results. How quickly can someone expect to see results from that type of therapy?
Well, we all know that each person is different. We take things on a case by case basis. Everyone's situation looks different, but many people have begun noticing positive changes within the first few sessions because you are focusing on immediate goals and practical strategies. So progress varies depending on your situation and the number of sessions that you have. And there are different modalities that we utilize. Solution focus is just one of them. We still incorporate some cognitive behavioral therapy, some dialectical behavioral therapy within our sessions to help the client reach the goals, again, that he or she has set. When you come in for your session, whether it be virtually, whether it's in person with your provider, the provider is going to ask you, what is it that you want to get out of this? How is it that you want to be? How is it that you want to feel? So it is our job. We partner, we work together to meet the goals that you, the client, has established. And so it is important that as we're in here working together and you get those homework assignments, that you actively participate. Because just like in school, we had a test. So we had to make sure that we were reviewing our notes, that we were working out the problem and showing our work. You have to put in the work in order to get the results to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. So it sometimes within the first few sessions, a person may come back and say, you know what, I've been doing X, Y, and Z, and I actually feel better. And so we don't just want to stop there. We want to keep going so that you can reach the optimal health and mental wellness because you deserve it.
Yes, you're speaking my language right there, Doc. I do Avon as well, and I have a team, and I have Avon ambassadors who follow me for tips,
Mhm.
about their business. And I say to them, you have to do the work to see the results. You
Have to
got to
do the
do the
work.
input for the output. Without that, you're not going to have that output. And you got to be consistent with it. You can't pick it up one day and then put it down for a week and then come back to it and expect for it to just boom, be the results, just to come out for you again. We have to
Absolutely.
consistently do the work to see the results. And I'm sure that's what you are also referring to as well when it comes to that therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Also, people from all walks of life and different backgrounds, they will come for your services.
Mhm.
EAP, they want to know, is it confidential?
Yes. EAP is confidential within limits of the applicable law, though. There are only caveats if there is information that is shared that means direct harm to yourself or someone else, because we are mandated reporters. So aside from that, whatever you discuss with your EAP counselor or provider, it is completely confidential. Your employer will not know and does not have access to any information that is discussed within the confines of those EAP sessions. But with respect to the safety concerns, it will be important because one, your life matters. If there's any thought of harm, any plan for harm, the goal would be to get you to safety. If you thought about or you are thinking about or planning to harm someone else, that person's life matters. So we have to make sure that certain parameters are put in place that are able to protect you from yourself or you from others.
Oh, that's good. So if an employee finds out, it's because if an employer finds out what you guys discussed, it's only because the employee told them. It's not
That is
something that you
correct.
would tell them unless there's harm
Mhm.
that's going to be caused to the person. Then we have to give them some additional help.
And also sometimes we have what is called a managed care, meaning that something is going on with you at work, some work related issues, and you have to go. So the only thing that we can share is yes, she participated, or no, he did not. So because you have to make sure that you're following the steps. Those are clients who are maybe on some type of performance improvement plan or something like that, where EAP has been referred to them that they must utilize it. So we only have to share if the person is actively participating or not, but not whatever is discussed within those sessions that never leaves.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And this program, employee assistance program, it seems like it's something that definitely benefits the employee. Can those services from EAP also benefit the employer?
Absolutely. It improves everyone. Employees, you have improved emotional well-being, you have better stress management, you have enhanced work-life balance, you have increased resilience because you have a place where you're feeling heard. Because sometimes in work related situations, the psychological safety of some workplaces is not there. So the EAP serves as a excellent tool, an excellent resource so that you can access the professional support that you need before the problems become so overwhelming that there's a decompensation of some sort. And for employers, it's a benefit because it's improved productivity, because you're talking about it, you're feeling better, and you're getting things out, certain things that you may want to say at work or to your direct supervisor that you may not be able to say. You can say them in the session. It is okay. Reduced absenteeism, because we understand that work related stress, you don't feel like going to work. All your PTO days gone because you're going to use every one of them because you do not want to be in that space because you are not psychologically safe. So you have higher employment engagement. When people utilize EAP, that speaks volumes for the employer, because that lets people know that you're letting your employees know that there's a resource for you. They may know that their environment is stressful. So, hey, utilize this resource so that we can all feel healthier and happier to improve the culture of the environment that we work in. So, early intervention is very important, and the employers want that for their employees. Nobody wants to have someone at your place of work have a decompensation or something worse. So it benefits employees as well as employers.
Yes, and I see that now, and I see the whole reason why those sessions need to be confidential.
Absolutely.
Let the employee getting things out. That
Got
they
to get
want
it
to
out.
that
Got to
they
get
may
it
not
out.
necessarily say directly to the supervisor. It's good for them to get that out of their system. It's a relief.
Mhm.
To be
And
able
it's
to let
not only for the subordinates. Supervisors can utilize it too, because sometimes you think you're a good leader, but if you're browbeating and talking to your subordinates in an unhealthy
Mhm.
way, and enough information is reported about your communication style, then the supervisor may be referred for EAP as well, because it's a two-way street. No one deserves to be in a psychologically unsafe environment. There are laws that protect you from that. So we all want to learn how to be healthy in our place of work, because we all have to work right now. I want to win that lottery, but I haven't won just yet. So until we do, we still have to show up and do the work that we are assigned to do for whomever you see. In your case, it's patients with vision discrepancies or issues. In my case, I have a myriad of things that I do, whether it's veteran services or whether it's my independent clients that I support. Individuals need a safe space.
Yes.
And that's what employee assistance programs offer.
Yes, that's very, very important to say, and very important for you to highlight there. That that space is needed, the confidentiality is needed for sure, and it's also good to for employers to know that it's going to help reduce, absence at work
Mhm.
there as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something else you said just now there, but I just can't recall it. But it was a good point that you made. I'll have to go back and listen. But that was a good point that you just made there as well. So, and it's
Was it
good.
relative to the employee or the employer?
The employer, those
Oh, how they
supervisors.
communicate to their subordinates?
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Abuse.
Yes.
Abusive work
That's
environments
right.
do exist.
That's what it is. Yeah. For those of you who are listening, put in the comment section, which one are you? Are you the employer or the employee? Do you consider yourself to be a good leader? Do you know what it takes to be a good leader? Have
Mhm.
you been evaluated to see if you really are the leader you think you are? That's
Absolutely.
what I wanted to say right there, because that's important. It's important for us to step back. What he says. It's important for us to step back to see the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
Step out the frame so you can see the bigger picture. You
Mhm.
go home every day. You sit in your car and you're like, I did pretty good there with the staff. But have you received any
According to
feedback?
who, though?
Right,
According to who? Are
right,
you a micromanager? Are you
right,
allowing individuals to do the job that they have been assigned to do? Are you constantly overbearing? Are you
right.
constantly delivering information in what I'm direct, that's just how I am.
Yes,
We may need to modify the way
yes,
that you communicate with people, because you're typically dealing with adults.
right,
Okay.
right,
So your communication patterns, your communication styles, you may want to check that.
right, right. And also, do your employees hear from you when they do something well?
Uh-huh.
When they do
Or
something
only
right?
when they do something wrong.
Wrong. Right. Do you
Mhm.
send them text messages saying, hey guys, great job today. Thank you for getting us through today. I really appreciate you guys for coming to work. Do they hear that? Employers?
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
We're talking to you right now. Yeah,
That's
so make sure that you leaders, make sure you're checking yourself. Make sure You're checking your actions, your tone of voice that you're using. Being on top of someone, all day, just stressing them out. Give them some room to breathe. Give them the instructions, and then let them, apply those instructions that you've given them.
That's right.
Without you, being on top of them all throughout the day. And
The
then
team is only as good as its leader.
Yes, and allow them to hear some positivity, flowing from your mouth about the work that they did that day, or that week,
That's
or
right.
that month. Or are you really that absent? Or they hear from you on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or a monthly basis? They need to hear from you in that positive way as well. So I just wanted to highlight that because I thought that was important when you
Absolutely.
mentioned that.
We find that a lot of individuals come in when it's a mandated, this manager, that pomposity, you still have to have a level of humility in working with people. You become a saboteur. You think that you're secure in who you are, but the moment that you see, especially again, as women of a certain age, you have younger individuals that are coming to your organization, and young people are full of ideas. They have a easier way to streamline. So are you secure enough in who you are, or do you try to minimize?
Right.
Do you try to shut a person down? That's not good leadership. We build as leaders, not tear down. But sometimes individuals don't know that. They think they are until you get the feedback. And now you have to come in here and we have to talk about some of these things. How you're working with people.
Yes. And that word, that 5-letter word that you just mentioned, build. We need to learn how to build people, build relationships, build stronger teams. That's the community, that will be created within the workforce and outside of the workforce when you are doing those simple things within, and you're focused on those things there, building a better relationship there. Those things are very, very, very important. So that's why we do these webinars, guys.
Yes.
The National Optometric Foundation, we want to highlight things. It's not always going to be about vision and eye care. It's just overall. Tonight, we're talking about the relationships in the workplace, the Employee Assistance Program, short-term solution-focused therapy.
That's right.
Yes. All things that's going to help make life better for people in general, whether you're the employee or the employer. These things are in place, and we're learning about them tonight here with Dr. Kima Shaw as she's dropping some golden nuggets with us. I'm learning. Wow, thank you so much for the wisdom that you're sharing with us tonight there as well. So one of the questions that I was going to ask you are, what are some of the signs that someone may benefit from the EAP or short-term counseling?
You have a variety, but if you as an employee, you're having persistent feelings of stress and overwhelm or anxiety or sadness. I've heard several people talk about when they come in, how they dread going to work. It's Sunday night and you're dreading presenting to work that Monday morning. That is of great concern. And if you're feeling like this consistently and persistently, maybe it's time for you to reach out. You have difficulty when you're at work. You can't concentrate. Your mind is racing. You're worried about if you have this toxic boss, if this environment is psychologically unsafe for you, your concentration. You cannot do your job under unnecessary stress and duress. It may be time for you to reach out. Your changes in your sleep. Your sleep hygiene is very important. What time are you going to bed? When you go to bed, are you able to fall asleep? Or is your mind constantly racing? Are you getting restful sleep? Are you waking up throughout the night? These are things that are cause for concern. Your appetite, either you're eating too much or you're eating too little. Changes like that, as this is as a result of your work now. Changes in your sleep hygiene, changes in your appetite, conflict in your personal relationships, your interpersonal relationships, or at work. You have a colleague that is a constant thorn in your flesh. We talk about ways that we can kind of mitigate that because you can't control anyone else's behavior. You can only learn to control yours. So this is why you come in and we set those goals for you. So if you recognizing that you're having any grief, major life changes, loss of a loved one, or loss of a relationship, because we can grieve a physical death as well as a personal relationship, a divorce, a breakup. You grieve. So if you're having decline in work performance, or you just feel stuck or blah, a lot of clients present saying, "I just feel blah." So if you're identifying with any of those feelings, or there could be more, but those are just some that kind of stick out. Seeking support earlier rather than later can help things from becoming much more serious.
Wow, Dr. Shaw, those are some good signs that you mentioned that someone may benefit from the programs that you have discussed. And also just highlighting for people to understand that seeking help is not a weakness. It doesn't mean
Absolutely.
that you're weak.
Strength.
Yes, it's a strength. And you're strong because you took a step out of your comfort zone,
Hmm.
seeking solutions and seeking resources that can help you be a better version of you.
Sometimes just talking, you just want to get it out. You want to process. Some clients may just sit and cry. When is
Mhm.
the last time you had a good cry? It's okay. You want to release that pressure. You have too much pressure, it's just like a soda. You shake that soda up, one issue, that top is popped and you're going off. And we want to prevent that if we can.
Right. And speaking of that grieving part, sometimes people, when they lose a loved one or they go through a divorce, a
Mhm,
relationship, a breakup, they
mhm.
don't get that opportunity to grieve because they're so busy trying to get things in order, trying to do this,
Right.
trying to do that.
That's right.
When it comes to funerals, you're trying to plan the funeral, you're trying to get the program together. You're wondering,
Absolutely.
can Aunt so and so make it in time,
Right.
for the funeral? And you
Right.
don't get that opportunity to grieve. And
Absolutely.
that can really,
Anticipatory grief. You're caring for a person that may have a terminal illness. Anticipatory grief. They are indicating that this person may have this amount of time or this amount of time. That is anticipatory grief. That's a whole lot for one person to try to navigate alone, and you don't have to.
you don't have to. If you're listening to this webinar, whether you're listening now or you're catching this on the replay, um, just know you don't have to go through this alone. There is help. There are resources out there. And we really thank Dr. Shaw for being our guest speaker on with us tonight to highlight this. This is a very important topic. And that's why I'm so glad that we could get you on here in the month of July to share this wisdom with our listening audience there. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for it. If you're going through sadness, you're feeling overwhelmed, you can't concentrate, you're finding yourself having difficulty when it comes to breathing, sleep pattern change is what she mentioned, sleep hygiene,
Hmm.
your appetite, you're eating too much or not eating enough.
Hmm.
All of those things are signs that you can
That's right.
benefit from the employee assistance program there as well. So, guys, I hope that you guys have taken some notes and you've enjoyed this conversation that we've been having. So, let's go over here. It says, this is from Tessa. Oh no, the Save Girl, 213. It takes so much strength to say, I need help. There is no need to suffer when help is available. True
Absolutely.
statement. True statement there.
True statement. Very true.
No need to suffer when there is help. Help is available. Thank you guys for that information. Doc, they want you to know that this is really good information. And they do believe what we said earlier, consistency is the key when it comes to um, the things that we've talked about as well there. I'll take one more comment here from our YouTube. Even when you know you need help, it is difficult for a lot of people to ask for help. True, True. Thank you. Tribute number one. Thank you so much. That's true. Um, it's not always easy, and I keep, and this kind of helped me go back to what I was telling you the other day. It's important that we surround ourselves with the right people. Make sure that you're looking at your circle of family and friends
Mhm.
that you have around you, because that's when those people come into um, their role of helping you get through these difficult times.
Mhm.
You may need someone who you can confide in. You may need someone who gives you that extra boost, someone who you can call and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about
Mhm.
seeking some help. I've been
Mhm.
struggling. I've been going through with this." And then that person is the person to say, "Hey, I'll go with you. I'll
Right.
be there for you. What do you
Right.
need me to do?" You
Mhm.
need those type of people in your circle. So it's important for you to just be careful who all you have in your circle. Take a look at your circle of
Matters.
family and friends and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the most positive people. People who are going to be there to lift you, when you're going through difficult times.
Absolutely. It
Yes,
matters.
yes, it does. It matters. So as we're coming to an end, I just want to leave with this last question there for you. If someone needs more support after their EAP sessions, what happens next after that if they need more support?
Great question. People think that when their 3 free sessions or 8 free sessions is over, that they can't continue. You can, because if additional support, or if we find during those sessions that we have together that deeper issues, more underlying issues are actually present, then we kind of discuss ongoing treatment options, and we can provide referrals for you so you can go to some of your appropriate community providers or specialists. This can include individual psychiatric services, more intense couples therapy, and the big one, substance use treatment. These are things that are available for you. There are support groups, there are specialized resources that you can be referred to so that you can continue on your healing journey. It doesn't stop when you stop your last free session with EAP, because our goal is to ensure that you have continuity. Continuity means continual care to get you to the level of support that best meets your needs. That is the goal.
Wow, that's a great goal. And that's great information to know for those who are saying, "Hey, my issue is deep. I don't think 3 sessions are going to be enough for me."
That's right.
Dr. Shaw's letting you know that there is additional help available for you there. So she's talking about referrals,
Hmm.
going to a specialist,
That's right.
getting you involved in couples therapy,
Mhm.
more intense therapy if needed,
Yes. Hmm.
substance treatment. Wow,
Hmm.
that's a really good one.
Big
And
one.
all these things helping you along your healing journey. I like that. I like that. Doc, you dropped some great information in here
Thank,
tonight. I
thank you so much.
knew, I knew it was going to be a great session there, especially when the referral came from Dr. Andre Whitehead.
He is the
I just
best.
knew
Thank you, Dr. Whitehead, wherever you are. We love you.
it. Thank you so much for being on with us. Thank you all who tuned in on our YouTube channel and you left comments there. I will look just to make sure. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, we covered them all. But thank you all so much for being a part of this webinar tonight. Dr. Shaw, if you have any additional remarks there, I want you to just make those additional remarks and then I'll close out the show.
As I stated in the beginning, please, please, please contact your HR department to find out what the respective EAP number is for your organization. Contact the EAP, find out your number of sessions, reach out. You do not have to suffer in silence. Help is available, and you matter. You
You bet.
matter.
That's right. You matter. That's very important there. Thank you, Dr. Kima Shah. We really appreciate you for being our guest speaker on. And, in the future, a year from now, if we get the opportunity, we may need your services again. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
It would be my honor.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, there you go, folks. Another great episode of Protecting the Vision. We hope that you guys continue to share some love in the comment section there for our guest speaker, Dr. Shaw. She did a phenomenal job there. And as we come to an end to tonight's webinar, I hope that each of you you're leaving with a greater appreciation, for the importance of caring for your mental and emotional well-being there, and being intentional as you care for other people. Maybe you're caring for mom, you're caring for dad, or you're caring for patients there. One of the biggest takeaways for tonight is that asking for support is not a sign of weakness. It's a
That's
sign of
correct.
strength. We've already covered it. It's a sign of wisdom. And you've gained some wisdom tonight, so make sure that you know it's okay to ask for help. The resources are there. The EAP program is there. The SFT is there for you. If you need those short-term focused solution therapy, it's there for you. I probably got the words backwards again, but it's
It's
there.
okay.
It's there.
It's okay.
And on behalf of the National Optometric Foundation, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to you, Dr. Kina Shaw, for sharing your wisdom and sharing your time with us there, your expertise and your compassion and those practical strategies with us this evening there. And thank you so much for helping us better understand the EAP program and the short-term focused solution therapy that you also talked about tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. And guys, I want you to join us on our next webinar. I want you to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with positive people. Make sure that you are speaking positive words over your life and letting positive words flow from your mouth here. I am Dr. Timothy Brown, Director of Education here for the National Optometric Foundation. And as you leave tonight, I want you to take this simple thought with you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is not a distraction from your purpose. It is what sustains your purpose. So make sure that you continue to stay connected to the National Optometric Foundation. We continue to support the National Optometric Association and the National Optometric Student Association in various ways that we can. Thank you guys who constantly give to our foundation to help us continue to empower, to educate, and to inspire the people as they join these webinars and as we continue to go to our conventions annually with the NOA. Thank you guys again. I look forward to seeing you guys on our next webinar. Until then, stay positive and let positive words flow from your mouth.